Hello everyone, my name is Shane. I've been working at Doltmeyer Sales for more than 10 years, and today we are going to talk about your centrifugal transfer pumps, some of the ways that they can fail or some of the issues you can have with them, and how to determine what exactly is going on. First important thing to note about a centrifugal pump is that whenever you are going to run it, you need to make sure that you have liquid supplied to the inlet of the pump without any restriction. In this case, as long as there is liquid in this tank, the liquid level is above our pump inlet, so we have flooded suction. We would want to ensure that all of our valves leading to the pump are open, that your strainer is not clogged, and that we have at least 2-inch line running to the inlet of this pump, because this is a 2-inch centrifugal pump. Here we've got 3-inch hose into a 2-inch strainer, 2-inch fittings, 2-inch valves, so everything here is good. So when you would go to start up your pump and your engine is running, but you just still don't have any liquid coming out of this pump, the first thing you would want to examine would be to make sure your strainer is not clogged. If your strainer is clear of debris and all your valves are open, the next thing we would want to consider is to make sure that that clamp right there, bolted around the shaft of this pump, bolted around the shaft of the engine, that clamp is spinning, that it's tight, so that shaft inside the pump is actually in there spinning the impeller. If that is happening and you don't hear any rumbling or grinding noises, it's likely there's no issue with your pump. We've got something else going on in the plumbing. Centrifugal pumps are pretty simple. So if we've got the engine going full bore, we've got no restriction to the inlet of our pump, and we still don't have water moving, the next thing we'd want to make sure is that we have got no air leaks, no cracks in our fittings, no loose clamps, no missing gaskets. Ensure that there is no place that air is getting sucked into this pump, because the pump will be more than happy to pull air in instead of water, because it's easier for the pump to do that. If we've determined by checking everything and ensuring we're confident there are no air leaks, then we have to look a bit further, and then it becomes a little bit more of a mystery. Most of the time that is going to solve most of your problems. One of the issues you could have if you're still not getting any liquid moving is your discharge hose. There could be a restriction, and it's not likely with a 2-inch hose you're going to have a plug in there that's going to completely restrict things. However, if you are connected to something and pumping up vertically really high, or pumping into another tank where a valve's not open, or there's a restriction there, or you have a small inch port or something, or a strainer on the discharge side, those would be all places to check. If the pump is still not moving anything after you've checked all that, when you've made sure that there is liquid in the tank, then it's time to open up the pump. One of the common failure points of a centrifugal pump is that the mechanical seal in here that keeps liquid from leaking out around that shaft as it spins, if this pump is run dry or it's been sucking air for a while, that seal can get hot, it can wear out, and you would have a leak here. If you do not have anything leaking out of your pump, but you're not getting any water moved, we could open the pump up to see what's going on with the impeller. That's the only moving piece inside. You'd be looking for a broken impeller, or an impeller that's not spinning on the shaft, a key that's sheared off. Those typically are going to make a sound and you will notice something, but if you have a worn out impeller, or for some reason the shaft is not spinning that impeller, that could be the cause. And so at that point we would want to look into the pump and ensure that there's nothing going on in there. it's more likely that you would have rust binding up inside the pump, but you would be able to tell this if your engine is not turning over or the pump seems locked up. So just to quickly review, if you've got flooded suction on the pump, if you have got water or fertilizer in your tank, got all your valves open, your strainer is clear, and you've got no air leaks in the suction side, you should be able to get liquid moving